right. Everybody's on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Trade Room. All right. What a nice day. What a great day. What a crazy, crazy candle on SPY. Crazy day. Crazy gap up. And so what do you do with this crazy candle on SPY, huh? So had this crazy gap up today. Beautiful hammer going in Friday. Gapped up right above the 200. Now it's like this crazy hanging man candle right at the 200. SMA on the daily just below $300. So this is a difficult one, right? So obviously it's kind of in the middle of this kind of rising channel. So now you have some resistance right around this kind of 308 to 310 area. But again, we'll see if it'll keep going up before it hits kind of like that 310 area, or if it's going to pull back down. Let's take a look at the hourly. And the hourly starting to fail, but then now you have this probably like that 297.71 area, some support. So right at the base, kind of like this, right down this gap. We'll have to see if it goes back down to that gap area. So you see it broke out. There was that 297, 298 area. So we'll see if it retests. You can see right after hours, they may have come back in to start to buy it up. So we'll have to wait and see. 300, very, very, very important support level. So let's take a look and see. All of our alerts went off today, it looks like. So we can see, just take a look at a couple. AMD at or above 55.17. That one went up to not really great. So this is where one of those things, guys, you know, again, a lot of times our alerts will fire off and then they go bearish at open. So this one actually just went bearish from the start, and that just kind of just failed. So that's where, again, the alert went off, but didn't look so hot today. So that wasn't a good one. UNH was at or above 289.94. Let's take a look at that one. That one went up. So this is one of those kind of goes up, kind of trade sideways for a bit, and then you would add another little shot. So obviously this is very tricky to trade this choppiness. You would have probably come in right down over here as you saw this crossover for either in anticipation of a break of VWAP moving towards high day, or if you waited, it got a little bit trickier. So this is your one decent play right here. So again, didn't really give you a shot. This was a nice shot though. If you got it right here, you can see, I mean, this was nasty and it just traded sideways. Then you kind of had this almost inverse head and shoulders. And then as it broke above VWAP, 294 back up towards high a day, 296. That's a couple dollar move. So that's not too bad. Don't love the pattern, but not too bad. FEY at or above 1186. That one got up to a little over $12. So you'll see kind of failed pre-market. So you'll see kind of like what the market did today. It kind of just basically sold off at open. So let's take a look. Let's build the watch list for tomorrow and see. Sorry, my phone's ringing, so it always distracts me. So, all right, let's build the watch list for tomorrow and see if there's anything good with that crazy SPY candle today. How is everybody doing out there today? You guys doing well? Remember back in the corporate America days in sales, Dan and I used to have an amazing boss, and they did a thing where they would bring these sales organizations in, and there was a process of, they would make you at the end of the day, this is what I would love. So this is the stuff I like, guys. When price goes like this, and you get a nice little hammer, stuff like this is what I'm looking for. So if you see me scrolling through, I'm looking for ideally stuff like this for anticipation of a breakout. So back in the corporate America days, stuff like this right here. So I'd like these types of candles for you, ideally for the breakout. So after each appointment or sales calls, we'd have to get back in the car and we'd have ride-alongs together. And then our boss would say, what do you think went well? And then you'd have to, say what you thought went well in that appointment, on that door knock. And then he would say, what do you think you could have done better? That's corporate America, guys. We used to call corporate America adult daycare. I'm sure some of you guys can relate, where basically we say we went to adult daycare every day because they'd like to babysit us every day and treat grown adults with children like children. Grown adults with children like children. So BTE, maybe I might put this one on as a potential maybe setup for I ignored it last week on this. I don't think I put it on this one. I may put it on, we'll have to see, maybe for a sub $1 penny stock. Spot, living the dream. That's right, Gus. That was see, stuff like this. Man, why can't I get these ones today? Like this. That's what I want right here. Right there. See that flag? Boom. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Living the dream. That was back in my old Amway days when I was an 18-year-old Amway distributor. When I was back a young little whippersnapper showing the plan and say living the dream. Fired up. Anybody else back in the day? Maybe CPG. Oh, that's another energy one here. So this one, energy might still be potentially, maybe. Spots. Let me take a look at Spot. Well, I don't like, me personally, guys, I don't like stuff when it's way out here. Could it still go up and maybe flagging? For sure. I just like support. You want to buy at support levels. When it gets out here, it gets very tricky. You broke 25% when living the DR. You broke, what do you mean? Now, Makita, oh, what's up? You did Amway too? Viraj, is my buddy Viraj on today? What's up, Rodrigo? Aloha. Viraj. I did Amway. I also did Mona V back in the day. Good old Mona V. I did, what else I did? I did them all, guys. I did Numis, the Numis network. That was the gold, what was that? The gold coins? Gold and silver numismatic coins? Guys, I did them all. But if I didn't do them all, we wouldn't have Bullish Bears today. That's how I learned how to do all of this, like, business stuff and website stuff. I'll have to tell you guys my story someday. Viraj is biking outside. Good. I love it because he's getting some outdoors. Kids playing outside nowadays. That's a good thing. Love kind of has a spinning top candle. It's a bit overextended. Could go up. You want to see if it can hold that 32.62 level and continue up. It gets, you can see some like you got some support down here at that 50 SMA. Gets tricky as they break out. We got to see what the direction the market's going to go in. That's the thing. A lot of these stocks run with the market, so we got to see, is the market going to keep going? Is it going to fly, or is it going to dump? It is nice seeing that kind of that crossover, so that might be a potentially good sign on the 9 and the 20. Now, Makita, did you ever go to the Amway rallies? Those were the best back in the day. I used to go to the Coliseum. I was the 18-year-old kid driving down to, was it Charlotte? I still remember the Charlotte Coliseum. And I think that was, who was the guest speaker? There was about maybe like 15,000 people in the arena. And I think the guest speakers, I don't know how I remember this, but I think it was Evander Holyfield, and I think it was Kerry Strug, the Olympian. Kerry Strug and Evander Holyfield. And then, you guys remember, Namakita, you remember Dexter Yeager? Dexter was the best. Now, Dexter, he was the big honcho, right? So Dexter was the man. And Dexter would come out, and he would wait. He would wait till everybody's like asleep, and everybody's left the arena. And the dude would come out at like 2 a.m. when everybody's passed out. And he'd come out and be like, "Hey, gang." He goes, "Somewhere along the line, you gotta have a dream." And then he's like, he'd always have the one-liners, and he'd be like, "Success is a progressive realization of a worldwide dream. You gotta have a dream." Dex was the man. I think he's still kicking around too. Dex was the best. You went to Richmond? Oh, you were part of, was that Bill Britt? Was that Brit Worldwide? Dang, I still remember that. That was like over 20 years ago for me. Still remember it like it was yesterday. Going to houses, right? Did you ever do the, maybe CCJ? That was on the watch list, I think, last week. Or I was looking at it. Did you ever go Bill Britt? There you go. Did you ever go dream building at, was it houses in the middle of the night where you would go to construction sites and they were building houses, and then you'd go with your upline and you would go looking at houses that were being constructed. So it'd be like in the middle of the night, you'd go there, and then you'd be like, "Oh, this is where this is where I'd have my kitchen. This is where my bathroom would be," right? So I used to do that, and then the good old days of then you'd go to the car dealer. Your husband and I did a lot of running around. Yep, that's what Dex said. He goes, 5 and 6 nights a week. Show the plan. 5 and 6 nights a week. I used to drive down to, I would dress in like a suit and tie. And I was like 18 years old, 19 years old. And then I would drive like an hour and a half away from my house. And I would go to the bookstores. Back then it was like I don't even know if it was Barnes and Noble. It was like Borders back then. And then go to the malls and the gas stations. And then you just strike up a conversation. You'd say, "Hey, how you doing?" They go, "Oh, hey, good. How are you?" "Oh, I'm great. And maybe BORR. This one might be interesting. And then they would say to you, you'd strike up a conversation, right? And then you'd say, "Oh, how's your job? Da da da." You'd start asking about their job, and that the whole. What is? Have I tried the excess energy at all? No. So the whole idea, right? You had to always strike up the conversation, and the whole intention was to get somebody to ask you what you do for a living, right? So you kind of necessarily didn't really care. I mean, you're supposed to care about what they think, but the whole idea was to get them to ask you how you're doing and then what you do for a living, right? So that was the whole thing, is they would, I'm going to get to the alerts on these guys. I'm just kind of scrolling through. Not a whole lot I'm loving, right? So then they would be like, "Oh, so what do you do for a living?" And then you'd say, "Oh, I run my own home-based business." And then they'd always be, right? They'd always perk up. And they'd be like, "Oh, really? What kind of business do you run?" And then I'd say something like, "Oh, I run my own, I run my own business." Oh, they say, "Oh, what kind of business?" And I go, "Well, I help people set up their own home-based businesses." "Oh, really? That's interesting. Well, tell me a little bit more." That's what you remember, right, Namakita? You could never tell him it was Amway. Ever. Never, ever, ever. So what you'd have to do, that's when you kind of like, you'd be all busy. But listen, I'd love to tell you about it. But I am running to another appointment right now. But I'll be back in the neighborhood next week. I'll be here next Tuesday and next Thursday. Would 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock be better for you? Remember that, Namakita? And no. Hold on. Just tell me a little bit more about it. I can't. I'd love to right now, but I'm on my way to another appointment. Like I said, I'll be swinging by the area. What works best, 6 or 8? Same approach, right? Same exact thing, right? Then it became Quick Star. And then my upline, they had a big snafu and they left Amway, and then they went to Mona V. And then when they went to Mona V, then I was selling the acai berry juice, right? And acai, I remember Mona V was the first, I think the quickest company to go to $1 billion, network marketing company. And then, so I blew out all my friends and family in Amway. And then I went to Mona V. And you want to talk about blowing out your friends and family. I was peddling that juice like you wouldn't believe. And I blew out all my friends and family. And the juice always tasted good, though. Did you ever try the Mona V juice, Namakita? We're getting through this, guys. I don't know. I'm not seeing a whole bunch. So the acai juice is really good for a hot minute. And those was $140 a month to drink the juice, basically. Mona V, yeah. So Mona V, they were the hottest thing for like, I don't know, like a couple years, few years. And then I don't know what happened to them. They got bought out by Junice, or they went under or something like that. They just went out of business or went under. And then they got took over by some other company. That was the acai juice, guys. But never hate. I don't hate against any of that stuff, guys, because you know what? I'll tell you. It's super hard to make money doing that kind of stuff. But it's also super hard to make money trading as well, right? Probably the same odds, right? To become a diamond's like becoming like a professional day trader or a professional trader. It's probably the same statistics, probably. But I'm grateful for those experiences. Not seeing a lot of great setups at the moment. What'd you say? Oh, wow. You got... Gus says you did Telefree, Melaleuca, Herbalife, and a bunch of... What's HYIP? Hyups? Home... What is that? Doing Fast Track all day long. Did you have that back in the day? What was Fast Track? I remember I had to do... make a list of 100 friends and family. And then what happened, guys, after I blew out all my friends and family, if you had sponsored me, I was your dream. Extrovert, young kid, salesman, pounding the pavement, I bought my own. We used to have all these like, my upline Diamond used to do, your husband was more into Amway. I always knew not my cup of tea. My husband still tries to be creative with Amway products. I actually had a friend of mine a couple years ago. I feel bad. This is terrible. She was engaged, really loved this guy. She was engaged to be married, and then her fiance got into Amway, and then basically like was upset that she wasn't into it. And basically is like he basically called off the engagement because she wouldn't do Amway. Not funny, but it's kind of like with day trading, right? Like divorcing your spouse because they don't want you to be a trader, or they don't want to be a trader with you. Some crazy stuff. But after I blew it on my friends and family, that's when I went to internet marketing. And here's the secret, guys. That's when I learned, this is fit. Fit might be interesting. Fit might be an interesting one. It may be setting up for reversal. Possibly. It's kind of a hammer here. That may be setting up. Maybe I'll put fit on potentially. And so that's when I went and started learning internet marketing. In internet marketing, where they teach you how to set up your own online business and how to set up your own blog. Oh, that might be interesting right here. ACST. That's the stuff I'm looking for right here. I'll go over the alerts when I'm done here, guys. I'm trying to just put them together. High yield investment programs. Oh, Ponzi schemes. Is that what it was? So that's when, maybe another one right here. Corv, potentially. And from doing that, that's where with internet marketing, remember I told you guys about Bill Barr, BBAR? I was talking about this one back here. This thing's still grinding up. Every time I look at it, this thing still keeps going up. I was talking about that one a couple weeks ago. And so that's when I started learning how to do a blogging and social media. And the whole thing with internet marketers is their whole niche was marketing to network marketers and telling the network marketers contacting your friends and family doesn't work. You got to learn how to build your own online business and attract people to come to you. So you could say, what the heck are you talking? What does this have to do with anything to do with trading? Very good point. Very good question. Well, if I didn't go through that entire journey, we probably wouldn't have bullish bears today, because that's when I learned the skill sets of blogging, social media, making videos, right? And that's what happened. I learned all that skill set that I learned back in the day when I was a young little pup in the Amway days and the Mona V days and the internet marketing days. That's when I learned the skill sets to do that stuff. And then we just applied that stuff with doing bullish bears. Now we're not selling. That's Dan's going to laugh if he's listening. I was joking with Dan earlier. That's when I said I went from selling soap to selling hope, right? So instead of so now you could have hope to become a better trader, right? Even though hope, as our old boss would say, hope is not a sales strategy. So you can't run off of hope, but trading, there is hope, right? If you learn the skill set, you can become a good trader. It just takes some time. So that's my story of I went from selling soap to selling hope. Yeah. No, I didn't learn internet marketing in Amway. I learned internet marketing with a company back I'll give them a shout out. They're not the same anymore, but that was a company called My Lead System Pro, or MLSP. And that's when I learned all about internet marketing and affiliate marketing and branding and all of that. I don't know if they're as good anymore, but I heard they did some changes over the years. But that's how I learned how to do blogging and all of that stuff. So basically all the skill sets that I learned with internet marketing, we just put to our website. So basically it's kind of what you say, right? It's having a product or what you're doing, right? We teach how to trade. We have a business. We're a trading company. And then you put everything on your blog. You build out your blog and build your social media presence. And that's kind of how we did it. So they are all over the internet. Some of them have been running for years. You sold chelated water, the cure-all elixir. Total garbage. Hey guys, maybe we can. Should we change Bullish Bears into a trading MLM business? Right? We can turn Bullish Bears into a network marketing trading business and get you guys to go sell us everywhere. Right? We can turn it into an affiliate program. So you guys can all become affiliates and then spam our links everywhere like Robinhood links. Anything good? Anything good? So far, not the greatest. Please don't do that. That'd be great. Why not? That'd be great. Give you guys a little bit of a cut, and we could have thousands of traders out there trying to get affiliate commissions. Do I think F is breaking out? Let me take a look. Well, it did break out. Now we got to see if it can continue. Now you got kind of a star pattern. It's got to hold that 586 range area. It just gets so difficult when it's way out here like this. So I like to catch stuff as like this, ideally. You know? So you can see a lot of these stocks have kind of started to break out. Now we got to see what happens. Is this going to be double top and fail? Is the market going to fail? Is everything going to turn in reverse? Or are these fake out candles and it's going to keep going up? That's the magical question. That's why SPY today, you know, see these candles, right? You know, McDonald's breaks out, falls back down. Now what's it going to do? You know? Got to be careful. So far, not a lot of good ones, guys. Not gonna lie. Not looking. Quantum Sense. First, thank you for your stock scan. Just found it Friday. Do you have a video explaining a bit what to look for? We have videos under our yearly section. If you're a yearly member, we have all of our videos on like what our scanner settings, what we look for, how we trade it, how we put stuff together. So that's in the back of our next level training library. That is located right here. Let me show you. Right up over under courses, and then take your trading to the next level. So pretty much all of our top secret content, or whatever you want to call it, is right over here underneath courses at bullishbears.com, right over here. And here's a sneak thing. If you want to save, we have a big savings discount, bigly, right here. Save 50% off. So it's only $150 for the entire year right now, which is basically what most memberships cost for a month. So it's a steal. LK, let me take a look. I'm not finding any swing trades. Ooh, Luke and coffee, huh? Oh boy. I just hesitate to put that on. I just hesitate because I don't want to see somebody get trapped. It's possible. This one may be setting up for a possible reversal. I just don't like after it's been halted. I don't trust something like that that's been halted after way up at $51. Although it could reverse. I actually might put that on now that you say it. I might put it on just to put like a stipulation on it. So I actually might put that one on. You're welcome. Good call with Luca, and just be very careful with this thing. I don't know if I trust it, but you know, it's worth keeping a look at. That's for sure. Keep an eye on it. Let's take a look at J.P. Morgan. Yeah, it looks like there was. LK might get delisted, you said? Yeah, that's where I'd be very careful. I'm going to put some like stipulation on there. Yeah. So as you can see, guys, putting some of these bigger ones on for swing trade, it's a little difficult because nobody knows what's going to happen at this point. Look, I mean, all these like, whew. Wow, Facebook had a really major big recovery, huh? Wow. I haven't really been paying attention to Facebook. Man, they really took off. That was actually, where does it go back to? When did Rona happen? Corona. Man. Pretty crazy, huh? Kirby, what do you mean by that? Can I contrast 3 pennies? What do you mean? Oh, Facebook. Here we go. Facebook, yeah, it's a little bit too overextended for me, guys. All of these ones right now are just very... It's hard to judge these ones right now. I like to, again, I want to see everything looks like it's potentially going to roll over, but what does that mean? Is that for a day? Is that for weeks? Is it going to be for a while? It all comes down to this right here, right? With the SPY, you have this nasty looking hanging man candle at a very critical support level of $300, which it's kind of failing at the moment. But we'll have to see if they'll... Gotta watch and see. You know, so... This is, again, stocks run with the market, and it's kind of caught right in the center, so it's difficult to find play. Bank of America. See, kind of another one. I'm not finding anything really decent at the moment for a larger cap. YZEA. Yeah, so this is the stuff, like this is what I'm looking for ideally. As something's falling, holding support, I personally don't look at it after it's done this, after it's broke out. Yeah, this is fantastic for the breakout, right? Yes, we do go live every day, and we have a day or a swing trade, day trade room right up here. So this is where we do live streaming daily. All right, let me put some of these alert levels on. Do I want to do... Let me see. BTE. Some resistance around 35 cents. Price holding 9 EMA on daily. Watch if price can move up and break above 35 cents. So this is an energy company. See if price can move up and break above 35 cents. Then we have some resistance right around probably $9. Price closed above 50 SMA on daily. Watch for possible continuation with resistance at $8.55 and $9. So basically watch if price can get above that $8.55 level, and if it can, then there's resistance at $9. Maybe creeping. 83 between 80. Price above moving average lines on daily. Watch for possible continuation with resistance between 80 cents, 80s to $1. Possible flag on the daily. Possible flag on daily. Watch for possible move up with resistance around 89 cents. Possible cup and handle-ish. What is this one? Oh, 72 cents in these. Hammer on daily. Watch if price can move up and break above 70s. I'll take a look at DKNG in a moment. Corv. Man, maybe a few of these penny stock. I'm not going to put Corv on for now. Oh, love it. Listening as you drive home. Love it. See, that's why I got to give some entertainment, guys, right? So sometimes there's entertainment, and then there's just stocks, right? I talked some entertainment to start the stream off about network marketing and how I learned. DraftKings, huh? Oh, DraftKings is... Problem with stocks like this, guys, when it's broke out like this, there's no like previous resistance level, so I I really have nothing to go off of. I like the flag and then it breaks out, but once it's out like this, it's hard. I don't like, I have nothing to go off of, right? I want to buy at support levels off this flag, and as it breaks out, this is where, me personally, as it breaks out, I consider taking my profits, watching for a pullback. Now you got to watch for a potential pullback. It could keep going. I just don't know. There's no other previous resistance levels. Kirby, that's where you might want to take our courses on what's good for dip buys. Take our penny stocks course. It's hard to like. Let me see if I can pull one of those up for you just to go off of just explaining dip buys. Let me see. It all depends now, like if you go off of a 5-minute or a 1-minute chart, right? So 5-minute charts, you get this a lot with penny stocks, these crazy high wave candles. I'm not a fan of these. I like clear. So on a 5-minute, I wouldn't have done it. But if I go to a 1-minute, right here, you know, you can kind of see as it's falling and it bounces off the 200. You might consider, what is this, 140 down to 137. That's not bad. If you want to do a quick scalp back up, right? You know, this moved 140, but it only moved 3 cents, right? So this is where, you know, I'm not a fan of them on like these I like larger cap. Like I'm more of a fan of larger stocks, but you're looking for stuff like this, bounces off the 200, back up to the moving average lines, and then if they fail, can obviously get out, right? You can see this one failed on a bear flag, came back, and this one moved 134 back up to 140. You remember, you need room to run, but a lot of people will scalp this. You know, as it falls, they'll scalp from, you know, bounce off the 200 back up, and then if it fails the moving average line, you know, a 20 or a 50 or a 9, depending on where, you know, this one's failed to 20, you consider taking your profits and getting out, right? This one failed pretty quickly. Then you'll see it came down here. You know, you have kind of this tweezer bottoms back up again. You know, so this one you could have been in potentially a little bit longer. Again, remember, hindsight's 20/20, right? I mean, I'm showing you stuff after the fact here. Quantum, you caught HOG Friday breakout because of your scanner. You're welcome. Awesome. That's awesome. Nice job. What was that one? What was I looking at? IZEA. Let me take a look at that one. Yeah, so if you see right over here, IZZEA or IZEA, you know, you could have seen, what is that, 67 cents down to 65. You could have taken a look off here where you see, I like smaller candles. So you can see this was a double bottom, smaller doji candle. You could have risked off the break above this one using a candle closed below this one as your stop. And this one actually, that one went pretty good. That one went from 67 on up. So this was a little bit better. Again, I don't like risking off of stuff like big candles. I like smaller candles, you know, like smaller risk. IZE, well, see, I like stuff that's, again, everybody's different, you know, I mean, everybody's got different. I did like this one, right? This one's not too bad. It's a smaller candle risk off the 200, right? So that's smaller. But let's say Lucan. I got to put a stipulation on this one. Maybe setting up. Be very careful with this stock, but watch for possible dip by reversal with MA resistance above. I'll put delist question mark. So be very careful with this stock. Delist question mark, but watch for possible dip by reversal with MA resistance above. I don't know what's going to go on with Lucan. I haven't been looking at it. The technicals show it might be looking good, but be very careful. And Fitbit, am I going to put this one on? I don't think I'm going to put Fitbit on. I might just put Lucan on there because there's really not much of anything else, and it's already gotten kind of buried, but it can still get buried more. So let's see. Yeah, I don't trust. I don't trust it either. There's nothing really. Again, guys, not much going on with. What am I doing? Oh, that's what I want to go to. We got to watch and see what the market's. Bottom line, so it's at a critical support / resistance level of 300 right now. If you're looking at the SPY, it's critical, right? It could go either way. We have no clue what it's going to do. So basically, we got to watch and see what happens. And obviously, most of these stocks run with the markets. So when the markets, after a big gap up day, now we got to watch and see. Again, I like support levels. I like a candle like this. I like candles like this. I like a candle like this. Basically, a candle like this. I don't play around with a lot over in here. So I like these small kind of green kind of candles right in here. You can see boom, boom, boom. That one right here. When you see stuff like this, I don't play around with it because it's a guessing game. You know what I mean? All right, guys. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe trading, and I'll see you all later.